Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Today, we are tackling one of the biggest questions investors are asking right now. Dubai or Spain, where will the smartest money go in 2025? To unpack this, I'm joined by someone who sees both markets from the inside every single day. Antony Neilson, founder of Neilson Capital and the Property Group. His firm sources some of the highest ROI opportunities across the UAE and Spain, from off-plan developments to hotel investments and exclusive off-market deals. Antony, great to have you on the show.
Yeah, hi Ali, and thanks for inviting me on. Much appreciated.
All right. So before we jump into Dubai versus Spain debate, tell us a bit about your background and how Neilson Capital started.
Yeah, sure. Well, Neilson Capital was only founded actually this year. I founded that in Dubai, but that stems back from basically my journey was I was been an entrepreneur, had my own business since 1997 in the UK primarily. In 2018, left the UK, came to Spain full time to live. I had a 10-year business plan and vision of setting up a construction company, a real estate company and development company. And that was based on my previous experience in the UK, which was primarily around the construction industry. So always building and developing, etc. So I came to Spain, set up the construction company, and I've scaled that to quite a large, successful business in a short space of time. We then bolted on the real estate business after COVID as planned. And we've now scaled that to 4 offices within the southeast coast of Spain. And we've also started in the developing market. Now, what I've seen in that journey, and I've learned this to do this in my whole business career, really, which is always to pivot and move with the time. So make sure I'm keeping up with the trends. And what I've seen, especially over the last few years, I'm watching the UK market, I'm watching the Dubai market, I'm watching the Spanish market. UK government is in pieces, and it's causing business owners real problems, and people with money really, and without money actually. But primarily the area I was in if I was still in the UK full time, it would be a problem to me. I have lots and lots of friends in business in the UK with the same issues, and basically everyone's feeling that squeeze and looking for alternatives. So people are thinking, oh, okay, let's maybe move out of the UK and go to a different country. Obviously on the news, you hear a lot of people going to the UAE, to Dubai, etc., Portugal, Cyprus, these type of places. But basically also here in Spain, where I live full time, the government is a socialist government, lots of bureaucracy, very difficult to own a business, start a business here, make a lot of money. They don't particularly like that. It's almost like the UK and synergy that in that way. So again, a lot of people in Spain are also doing the same and moving to other countries or getting their businesses out of this country. And someone I spoke to actually some months ago, very interested, he said, look, Spain, what they felt is that Spain is a great country to live in, but earn your money outside of Spain and spend it in Spain. Because the lifestyle here, it is really nice. I've got to say, 320 days a year, sunshine, the cuisine, the food, really good. It's an outdoor living. It's really good for your health, I believe. I've certainly improved my total well-being by living in Spain. But actually trying to own a business here and operate, very difficult. So what I then have decided to do, which was this year, like I said, is open up a company in Dubai. The company in Dubai will operate and run my operations in Spain, all legally. It's a setup which I can help clients with actually as well. So we can help run the businesses from Dubai, take the profits from Spain to Dubai, the same from the UK to Dubai, and obviously in Dubai, personal tax is 0. So this is a major factor. So from an investor or business owner point of view, it ticks a lot of boxes. And this is basically why I've set up in Dubai. We also had clients because one of our offices is actually in Marbella in the Costa del Sol, we had clients coming into the office asking, do we sell property in Dubai? Because again, they wanted to spread their investment. It's not necessarily always about leaving fully, but they want to spread their risk. And basically they're happy with Spain to a point, but they also want to put money in other countries. And they believe that the UAE and Dubai is a good place to put it, obviously from the tax point of view, and also with the way everything's going there and the increase of the population, the government invested in heavily into all the infrastructure there really, and it's a growing market for sure. So basically I explored that myself, and I've basically found out exactly that by doing a lot of research and actually some visits to Dubai. I've set the company up. I've now also made some collaborations with developers in Dubai so that we as a company can offer our clients, whether in the UK, Europe, Spain, whatever, the chance to buy property in Dubai. And obviously we can do that in Spain as well.
Okay, so I have been following you on LinkedIn. You have written some really in-depth articles about the local market, and Dubai has been called the fastest growing prime property market. What is driving the momentum in Dubai's real estate market right now?
Yeah, there's a lot of hype around Dubai. I mean, apart from we're all connected now via the amazing LinkedIn, Facebooks, and everything. So whatever happens in the countries, quite quickly you can get that out to other countries. So that's an amazing tool. But really, the main hype of Dubai, for instance, is the high return on investments for people, so that they can buy the buying off plan. So you have a couple of different asset types, really, depending on the investor. You've got the people that want to make the short-term money, and then the people that want to hold. So there's, let's say, some people with serious money, the high net worth, ultra high net worth people, would possibly buy and hold for long term, and those properties are definitely there, those projects. And there's also projects available in certain areas where you can buy, flip before you even get the keys and make a return on investment. So they're all available. Obviously, you've got to be careful what you're looking at, because a lot of the agents or developers themselves will promote that that's possible on everyone's development. The idea is that you would employ someone like myself who would look at the whole market and strategically place you in the right place, because not everyone will, like I said, some of those developments you would buy off plan. Let's say they tell you it's 18 months, 2 years for completion, but if it ends up being 3 years or 4 years, that could be a problem. So you've also got to plan your exit, how you want out and when you want out, to your financial needs. And that's really super important. So definitely finding the right person in those areas will help. The good thing about obviously the Dubai market is obviously for speed. You get the growth and the zero taxes for sure. Spain's market is more about the stability and the lifestyle.
Wow, that was very useful insight. And here is an interesting one. Today, if someone comes to you with 1 million AED, I know you the exchange rate, what should they invest in?
Where would they invest, in Dubai or Spain, you mean, or if it was for Dubai?
If they want to invest in Dubai and also in Spain with 1 million AEDs.
Well, 1 million AED equates to around about 250,000 euros, let's say. Okay?
Yeah.
So in Dubai, 1 million AED will buy you probably a studio, maybe a 1-bedroom apartment somewhere.
Yeah.
So what I would do is look at the market, depending on the time, but if it was today, for instance, me personally, I'm looking at the similar sort of investment myself, and I'm looking at potentially 2 areas. One is Ras Al Khaimah, actually, which is just outside of Dubai. And this is where the new casino is going to be built. It's being built, so should I say. They've got glass going in. They're on the 70th floor with the glass already. So hopefully by the end of next year, their predictions of the hotel is built, which is the Wynn Hotel from Vegas, the first casino in the UAE. So this is a a great market for those people that are looking for, let's say, buy an apartment, long-term investment, and Airbnb, short to medium-term rentals, etc. Because this is a massive tourist area, lots of annual visitors. They're talking about millions of visitors a year. They're all going to need somewhere to stay. There's hotels being built, obviously, but this market will be very affluent and a good investment market, potentially, like I said, maybe somewhere I'm actually considering as well. But we also need to look at some other areas still in Dubai, which are not talked about so much at the moment. And they're not talked about so much because there's also talks of new casinos being built back in Dubai near Jebel Ali, which is the new island.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So on this coastline, there's some potential new casinos being built. They will not flood the market with that until Ras Al Khaimah is okay, because otherwise they're going to kill off Ras Al Khaimah.
Correct. Yeah.
So there's, but it doesn't stop people making money in Ras Al Khaimah, because this will still be a great place to go, obviously. So both areas, both are equally as good, but it depends. But if you're looking to buy today, I would probably look at Ras Al Khaimah, because I think this is a good, safe bet. And the actual infrastructure they're building around there, and the lifestyle again is amazing. And I believe it's slightly cooler there by a few degrees as well. So actually, that will help. But
right.
Yeah.
So if somebody invests 1 million AD in Ras Al Khaimah with 5 years, 10 years mindset, how long he has to wait actually to get the real rewards?
Well, I think a lot of these places, if you in this world, nothing's guaranteed, but there's talk of, let's say, return on investment, like these yields of 10%, 12% year on year. And then you could be looking at 20 to 40% appreciation in your property. These are decent. This is decent amounts of money. And like I said, some of the people they're buying early, and they're actually getting 20 to 40% return on investment before they even get the keys, and they're flipping that, because in a lot of these developers will let you sell your property once you've paid a sort of 30% down payment. So you'd normally pay like a 10%, but when you get to 30, you can then sell it. So this happens a lot. So a lot of the agents rely on this market where they sell to their client off plan. 1 year later, or whatever, 1.5 years later, they may have paid 50%, they flip it, and they use that money and put them into something else, new development, because there's new developments being built all the time, obviously. So there's people that just do that.
Okay, so now let's talk about the Spanish market as well. Spain has a completely different investment profile, and you know a lot about the local market there. What makes it appealing today?
But Spain's a totally different market, and we work in different areas of Spain as well. So our head office is actually in Murcia, which is in the Costa Calida, east of Spain, and then we have another office in Marbella, like I said, and we have a couple in between. So basically, the Marbella market, which is what I would say more similar to Dubai, and I say that loosely because we don't find people buying property off plan, flipping it before and selling it and making money this way. But what you can do, the synergy of the two is the lifestyle. So people from Dubai often come to Marbella in the summer because they still get slightly cooler weather. It's more in the mid-30s rather than near 50, let's say. So it's much more comfortable. And then June, July, August, that time of year, it's influx of people from the UAE. But they also have the lifestyle of the luxury lifestyle. So they get all those luxuries that they get in Dubai, but it's in Marbella. It's a more outdoor life. So they're bringing their families. Everyone comes, the whole entourage, basically. And they get the outdoor lifestyle, the restaurants, the bars, the cafes, all the cuisine, and they're living that outdoor lifestyle. Now, on the property side, you've got some super areas with high-end luxury properties, from apartments at the beachside to La Zagaleta, which is like the ultimate, your 6-bedroom, 3-story villa with views of the sea, the Gibraltar, etc., for maybe 30 million. So you can buy things from 500,000 to up to actually 100 million. But these profiles suit all different, obviously, people. Some of the people I meet during the summer are maybe, let's say, crypto traders in Dubai, and they come for the summer and they've got an apartment for 400,000 near the beach, and they live there in the summer.
Yeah.
There's all different types of clients. The market here for making money, let's say, is the long hold, because those flips don't happen so much. You can buy off plan for sure. And if you buy off plan, yes, you can make a little bit of money, but it's not going to be the same yields as you do in Dubai. Where we can actually help a little bit is we do have access to, let's say, off-market or distressed property. So that's a different market, which we haven't spoken about, and not lots of people know about that, but we have access to about 8,000 properties from the banks where maybe the owners have had to leave and go back to the UK or Holland or Dubai or wherever it is, and those properties then get reclaimed by the bank and need to be sold. So we can buy directly off-market properties under value. That adds value. So from an investor point of view, if you're looking for investment, this is the way of making money on the short term in Spain. You're buying these distressed properties off market and under value, and basically adding value by maybe renovating and flipping that. And that's some serious money.
So in fact, my next question was that what type of deals in Spain they produce the best ROI? Can we say that these repossessed markets is the best market in terms of ROI?
There's a couple of things, similar. So what I would do is, if you're looking to make the best return on investment, if you're looking for a quick buck, then this is not the way, because this can take time. But if you want to make some good money, for sure. So basically you have two things. One is we can either buy, let's say, an under market distressed property from the bank, etc. And maybe that's a villa that should be worth 1 million. We buy it for 500, we spend 100, and we sell it for 1 million. But that might take, let's say, up to maybe 8 or 9 months, because we've got to get the paperwork in order, do the work, and flip it. So it's not like you buy it today and you flip it tomorrow. It's not a quick buck. But within a year, you can make, let's say, 40% return. Great as an investor against other investment opportunities. Also, buying land or, let's say, distressed property in general, where you can either reform it. So we also have a construction company, and like I said to you before, we do this a lot for clients in Sweden, Belgium, etc., where they basically trust us to buy a certain property for them. Obviously, through our real estate business, they own the property, obviously, but we source it for them. They own the property or the land. We then make a schedule of the works, do a fixed price, we do the work, and then we can sell it for them. And they don't even have to step foot into Spain. So that's an avenue. Or a new build. We can do new builds for clients, so they can buy a piece of land or a property. We've got some at the moment where clients have bought some existing property. We knock it down, we rebuild the villa. They buy it for 500, they spend 500, and they get the keys, and the villa's worth 1.5. They're not looking to sell it, but they've just made a decent return.
Decent money. Wow. Okay. So, and this one is also an interesting question. You have talked about Dubai, you've talked about Spanish properties. How do Dubai and Spain compare in terms of expected ROI for different investment strategies? I'm talking about both off-plan and also hotels investments as well. What sort of outcome we can see in terms of ROI for these two different property markets?
Yeah, again, very difficult to say exactly, and again, different parts of Spain. So But with the Dubai market generally, I think is easier to give you that percentage because it's like almost like a machine, and everyone is doing it, and it's churning out.
10%, 11%,
Yeah.
very easy. Yeah.
Everyone says 8 to 12% because you're churning out this apartments that are coming out every week. There's a new launch, and people buy them and they sell them, and so they can sort of say 8 to 12%. Whereas Spain's market's not quite like that. You're buying in more for a lifestyle project, and when you buy a villa in Spain with the taxes that you pay on top as well, again, this is higher than you would in Dubai. So you're paying somewhere, let's say on average between, let's say 10 and 14% in Spain on top of what you buy as a purchase price.
No.
So straight away you're on the back foot with that percentage. So you have to either buy it super below value, or you're buying it in a place. Let's say you're buying a property in a coastal area, maybe that needs some renovation, and then you can add value to it to be able to sell it. And that's the key difference. Whereas in Dubai, you can buy something and wait a little bit of time and just flip it. Here, generally, you're having to add value. So you're either having to buy it for less or buy it, do some work to flip it.
Very interesting insight.
Or you keep it. The good thing about Spain as well is the tourism market is big. Certainly on that coast we're operating. So again, you do have the opportunity to buy the property, hold it. We have a property management company, for example, and we see the clients getting some really good returns on investment per week for their apartments and villas, or month in the seasons, if you like. So this is another way, if you're looking to get into that market, that's possible. You know, there's a few different ways of making money here compared to Dubai. Both equally is good, but different.
So what I can say is that you are one-shop solution for everything. You have got a construction company, a management company, you're also a broker. Everything you provide under one roof, basically.
Yeah, like I said to you before we started, it's what I've tried to do. I actually spent the last 2.5 years working in the businesses, but I also have spent 2.5 years building my network, and I'm finding people that have money, people that need money, people that want investments, people that have investments. I'm discussing with, I'm constantly meeting people that are, let's say, financiers that can lend people money, certain amounts from 500,000 to 500 million, all different ranges of people. I've got people that have got hotels that they need to sell. I've got people that want to buy hotels. You know, actually, that's a big market, and in Spain for sure, because again, the tourism. This week I've had a meeting with someone online about selling my hotel, and it's actually an asset group. They are set up, just all they do is source hotels for their clients. And they basically said to me this week, Antony, if you can get me hotels, we can sell them. We have so many people wanting to buy hotels, it's unreal. You know, when you're talking hotels, generally the numbers are different. So you're talking, you know, the one this week was 18 million. I've got another one next week, 45 million. There's another one in the background, 100 million. So it's different investors, let's say, and just different strategy. So, but I've got people from Europe. This is some of these people with this budget is from Europe. They're European companies. They've done very well in Europe. Again, France, Germany. They're all having their own issues with their own governments. And they see Spain actually as a good place to put some money because it's a little bit more, I suppose, safe, stable. You know, it doesn't really get much in the way of conflict. It's got good lifestyle and lots of good things going for it. Although the government is socialist, like I said, makes it hard. But from an investor point of view, it's a good, stable country to invest your money.
And I was about to ask this. When it comes to risk, what are the major risks investors should understand? I mean, the big investors as well, when comparing these two markets.
Yeah, well, in Dubai, I think, I suppose the risks are choosing the right, if you're going to get into that market, but choosing the right developers, making sure that you pick the right developer to make sure you get the right product delivered on time, actually, is another key thing, because obviously the longer you've got your money out there, the less you're making, and with a good exit plan. So this, in the Dubai market, again, slightly different. In Spain, the risk is the bureaucracy of Spain, making sure if you're going to do the renovations, making sure those costs are fixed, and licensing as well. That's another thing in Spain, the licensing rules, regulations, making sure that you employ a company like ourselves that make sure that you're kept up to date with all the right regulations, so that there's no hidden problems later on. Because again, Spain's been known for in the past, people build things and then they get told they've got to take it down, it's not right or whatever. So it's quite important that you get the right people on board.
Okay. And your firm is also known for off-market deals. How does Neilson Capital source high ROI off-market opportunities for investors across both UAE and Spain?
Yeah. So on off-market deals, that is all about my network. My network that I've built generally provides me weekly off-market deals. So I can basically get deals from different price brackets from someone who's just starting out in investing. So we have one at the minute where I've got an investment where someone can buy a unit from us in Spain for 70,000 that we can flip and basically sell it between 110 and 120. So from a small investor, this is still a 40 to 50% return. Unbelievable, And then we have the bigger investors where we've got, I mentioned to you before, but there's a place called like La Zagaleta in the Costa del Sol, very high-end area, wealthy people, ultra high net worth individuals. And again, I've got access to off-market property there, which should be 18 million. We can get it for 12 million. So I've got different markets. And again, with the hotels, we have the same. So as I just explained that anyway.
Right. So can you just finally share a case study? I think you have just described a few where an investor achieved significant ROI.
Basically, I can tell you about clients, but if I tell you about one of my own, for instance, so recently I've basically been able to purchase 8 apartments well under value, which I've then been able to offer my clients at 70,000. This is what I was just talking about, these low-end properties. I bought those apartments, 8 of those at 40,000 each. Okay. We've actually offered them to some clients at 70, and included in that 70, we've had to do some small renovations, not a lot, but make some small modifications, etc. So we as a company made, let's say, 20,000 per unit, plus we sell it to the investor for 70. We then sell them for 100, or 110, they make 30, 40,000. So the investor's super happy. But our company then, as a real estate business, also then has the exclusivity to sell those properties. So me as Neilson Capital is able to buy it. My construction company does the work. The investor makes the money. Our real estate business sells the property. So I win across that way. The investor makes really good money, and they're like, get me some more, when can we do the next one? Of course. We already have them coming. That's on a smaller scale, but we buy them in bulk. So we're buying 8, and I've got the same. We recently done this for someone where we bought a block of apartments. There was 54 apartments, and they were unfinished. So the clients had to basically, I'm not going to go into who the client was, how much, etc. But they basically bought 54 apartments. They've renovated those apartments through ourselves, and they doubled their money.
Wow. That's, I mean, this kind of returns you only get in crypto.
Yeah, but as you know, with crypto, it's very volatile. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do with Neilson Capital, is fill that market with, basically, if I can build trust with people that want to invest, like let's say it was yourself or a family office or whatever it is, if we can build the trust, I bring to the table some investments, and at the same time, I can put my name on it and say, hey, we will make that happen for you because we're going to do the work and we're going to sell it for you. It's in my interest, of course, to make sure I've done a good job and also to sell it. So it's a little bit of a different model than most can do. So this is definitely a benefit.
Okay. Antony, this has been a fantastic discussion. What is your final advice for investors deciding between Dubai and Spain in 2025?
Me personally, I would say spread your risk. And I always think this in general. So I would say if you can, they both have their good points for sure. That, like I said, Spain is more the lifestyle. Dubai is the lifestyle with the flip. So you have two different animals. But I would say if you can, you buy in both. This is my advice. And then you're spreading your bet and you have the best of both worlds. And that's exactly what I will do. And I like to teach what I do myself.
Wow, amazing advice. Antony, this has been incredible, insightful discussion. I appreciate you coming to the show. And for those listening, if you're exploring high yield opportunities in Dubai or Spain, whether off-plan projects, hotel investments, or off-market deals, Nelson Capital can guide you towards the right strategy and the right returns. If you want personalized advice or access to quality opportunities in either market, reach out to Nelson Capital and start the conversation. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next episode.